When I started work here 7 years ago, I encountered employees who were reaching into their own pockets to purchase items for patients, small and large, whether an air conditioner for a patient with COPD or diapers for a mom and child. And while I admired that caring and compassion, I also don't think it's appropriate that our staff need to reach into their own pockets. So we created the Life Happens Fund as a means of allowing our clinicians who are in the field working with patients and their families to identify those items that would really improve the quality of life for our patients. And at the same time, from an employer's perspective, being able to offer a clinical environment where that fund is available to our staff is also very meaningful, right? That they can contribute to the quality of life of the patients that they're attending to in a different and unique way other than simply providing clinical services.
Jacob was 14 when he was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, and he battled his disease for 2 years. He's a very warm, really genuine young man who had a lot of compassion for people. I enjoyed getting to know him.
Hospice is all about comfort and quality of life for patients that have a terminal illness. And so they don't have to be homebound like intermittent patients do. They can go out and go to a restaurant if they want to, or go be with their family. And we want them to live as long as they can comfortably and do what they want to do what makes them happy. And my patient, Jacob Richards, he really benefited from the Life Happens Fund because he, really helped him with his arts and crafts. It helped him through times of sorrow, gave him joy, and gave him some other things to think about other than his disease process. And he really liked it, for sure.
Initially, Jacob didn't have an iPad to take to the hospital with him, and that is when that became apparent that we could offer him an iPad through our Life Happens program. That was his first item. After that, I think that he felt more comfortable asking for a few things here and there as things became interesting to him.
I saw him in conjunction with the pediatric nurse, Kim Lee. So we saw him in combination. She'd see him 1 week, I'd see him 1 week. And he was definitely a teenage boy. He was very, very unique, very, very much a teenage boy. He sometimes didn't want to talk. Other times he did want to talk. And having something, the arts and crafts certainly helped him be able to, gave him quality of life for sure. He was definitely shy at first, but then as you got to know him, he would be more conversant, and he'd smile, and he loved talking about doing his TikToks on TikTok and Instagram and his followers. And he talked about getting gifts from his followers, and he loved opening them up, and so he liked to do that. So I think having the arts and crafts allowed him to do that, to give him some happiness and some quality of life with doing those videos and stuff.
Jacob was very creative, yes. His love of crafting, he had a Cricut machine. We got him some vinyls to make some projects, for which I am fortunate enough to be a recipient. He liked to sew. He had a sewing machine. He liked to cook. Jacob really seemed to want to learn as much as he could about his world in his brief time. And he took advantage of that with our program, for which I'm very grateful that we gave him that opportunity. You could easily get to know Jacob.
I could talk to him about the arts and crafts, and then that brought him more into the present, and I was able to converse more with him. So that helped, it gave us something in common to talk about. That just brightened his day, and he was able to talk more, brought him out of his shell. And so he's a teenager. Of course, you like to get things. You like to get presents. So it helped me be able to converse more with him and get more out of him, which was nice. It's like if I had something, I knew that I was gonna have a good conversation with him, and he was gonna be more forthcoming.
I think that Jacob trusted me. I think that he knew that what we were providing him was something he needed. I think one of the biggest things Jacob wanted to do was learn how to drive, that he saw that in his future. And that was one thing that his healthcare providers were unable to give him with his medications and his leg. And that was how he talked about his future. He talked about starting businesses. All of his interests probably set him up for that.
The Life Happens Fund gave us an avenue to get closer to him and allow us to get to know him more and more on his level, because the arts and crafts was something that he really liked to do. So if we're talking something about what he likes, then we can kind of bring into the picture, oh, really, how are you feeling today? How is that affecting you? Helping us care for him better.
I'm happy that we can contribute to our Life Happens Fund ourselves, and we know where our money goes and what it does for our patients.
The Life Happens Fund really gives patients joy, and especially in times of sorrow. And I think bringing joy and giving something to a patient who may not have had that in their life is very important and beneficial.
I think if Jacob was still with us, he'd probably be talking about the next thing he'd like to learn about, the next craft. How can I get more supplies to do the next thing I want to do? We'd be talking about driving, camping, doing things for his mom. He was really something.
What I've come to understand over time is that the community is a partner with us, and we've asked before, and the community's responded, and it just is so heartwarming to me to know that when we present the community with a clearly identified need, and that community has an opportunity to partner with our employees to impact the lives of the people we're caring for, the community responds every single time. So on behalf of our employees, and mostly our patients, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.